Nancy Pelosi, you're fired. That is the trending. I shouldn't be smiling, right? Yeah. I'll do it again. Nancy Pelosi, you are fired. Apparently, that's what's going on right now. Nancy Pelosi has been fired from taking the Holy Communion in the Catholic Church. You see, I'm dressed like a Catholic. Yeah. Because I'm here to sympathize with her. You know, let's talk, Nancy. What are you going to do? According to the bishop, Carl Leon, he fired Nancy Pelosi from henceforth taking the Holy Communion in the Catholic Church. Until further notice, I guess. If she repents, okay, she can come back. If she stopped doing what she's doing, that is making the bishop to fire her, to bar her, that's the word, then I guess she'll continue. Otherwise, right now, Nancy, adios. No communion for you. And the thing is that she is a devoted Catholic member. So how is this going to affect her? Is she going to run to Pentecostal? I don't know. If she strongly believes in taking the communion, what's going to happen? So, in a short while, I'm going to read this article out to you of how she got fired. According to Archbishop Cordelia on barring Nancy Pelosi from communion, he said, I cannot in my conscience allow the situation to continue. Archbishop Cordileone said that. He said the reason why he barred her from taking the communion in the Catholic Church, in his diocese. He said, Nancy, that is Nancy advocacy for codifying the Roe decision into federal law is becoming more and more extreme and more aggressive. And he said he has been trying to speak to her about this. So your question is, what is this real decision? So apparently, Roe decision was a landmark decision of the United States Supreme Court, in which the court ruled that the Constitution of the United States protects pregnant women's liberty to choose to have an abortion without excessive government restriction. So, and now Nancy is a champion of that. The bishop said Nancy is becoming too aggressive. She's becoming more and more strongly, you know, in forefront about this. And it's like, I have been trying, the bishop has been trying to speak with her. He said he has reached out to her. She is not relenting. So, you know, I said, I've been debating this. That's the bishop has been debating this within his conscience for many years now, actually. So he said, so this is not something that had just come up recently. I have been discerning this. I have consulted with people whom I respect for their intelligence, their integrity, and their pastoral sensitivity, who would have different perspective on the situation to get their thinking on it. He said, I have done a lot of prayer and fasting. I have been struggling with this for a long time. And he's tired. He now said, and I quote, I am guided by the principles articulated by Pope Francis and taking the approach of the advice that the cardinal gave to them. That is the advice that Pope Francis gave to them in regards to this abortion. So the Pope was asked, can you talk a little bit more about the process for informing your conscience and making this decision? His answer is, first of all, one has to be clear about what is right and what is wrong. The point of our conscience is not to decide what is right and wrong. Forming our decision is a process of helping us to figure out, in principle, what is right and what is wrong. The role of conscience is to help us make the right decision in a specific situation based on what is right and wrong. He now said, forming our conscience is with these three principles: the need to address the injustice, to repair a scandal, and to move the person down the path of conversion because of spiritual harm it causes to themselves. What is spiritual harm? Go figure. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a Bible scholar, but I'm a child of God. But I'd like for you to go figure that out. Okay? So, he now said, in this sense, and I quote Archbishop Cordeleon again, I was also following the advice that Pope Benedict, when he was the cardinal in charge of the Congregation for Doctrine of Faith, sent a letter to all the bishops here in the United States back in 2004. He said he gave them the advice on how to approach this, specifically with politicians, Catholic politicians, and specifically on the issue of abortion.